Oh, here we go. The viewer count just went online for me, and we're going.
Yeah, I've got a spinning circle on mine. There we go.
I can hear myself.
All right, let me get it up on my phone as well, so I can see if people write in the chat something funny, so I can point out and laugh. But hey, Mike, get your PS2 ready and put on frickin' your Ethernet cable so we can play online. Obviously, you wanna.
Mortal Kombat Deception, the ultimate Mortal Kombat game to play online.
We're gonna play Tativo.
I think that's deceptive.
Oh, puns, yeah!
Right, so what the hell are we doing?
The proper way for old Mike to begin his couchless co-op outing.
Yep. So with Darius on the side, welcome everyone, I'm the Hero, today joined by Alex and Mike for this fine piece of entertainment.
It's not the best Mortal Kombat, it's not the worst Mortal Kombat.
It's the Mortal Kombat.
It's a Mortal Kombat, it doesn't deserve the.
It's the big dog. Anyway.
And that's the last Roman Reigns reference you'll get today.
Yup. But yeah, anyway, so do we do Conquest or do we do Arcade?
Well, I mean, Arcade, I think, opens us up a lot more for just casual conversation of the combat series. Conquest is a lot more us laughing at how dumb the game is.
Alright, Mike, it's your choice.
My choice.
Yeah.
Geez,
Putting you on the spot.
I kind of want to see the arcade because I'm not at all familiar with this game. I'm familiar with Mortal Kombat, but I never played this one. So, on one hand, I kind of want to see arcade so I can see like some fatalities and whatnot. But at the same time, if the story mode is more laughable, that would probably be more more entertaining for the viewers.
All right, Mike. I'm gonna spoil something for you. I don't know how to do fatalities in this game.
Hang on, I can look it up.
All right.
Mortal Kombat Deception Ermac fatalities.
Yeah. By the way, Mike, I'm an Ermac main, and I always will be one.
I was going to say because you were talking about Ermac earlier. So yeah, I can tell that he's your boy.
Yeah. I used to play Barat. Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead and keep talking, but just scroll through the rosters. Oh, too late. Sorry.
Yeah,
I was going to say I wanted to see who's in this game, but yeah, that's all right. It doesn't matter.
Nobody interesting is really in it. It's the basic cast and also newcomers. Also, they made Noob Saibot and Smoke one character.
Oh, that's odd.
It's actually, yeah. Go ahead.
For curiosity's sake, Mike, did you play Mortal Kombat Armageddon? That being the one that featured everybody, ever.
Oh, I didn't even hear you. I cut out there for a little while. Are you guys not having any lag?
No.
I'm not, but I'm using it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I might be a little bit behind.
Oh boy.
I think because I'm talking on the tablet. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, Addy's not allowed to stream at any super duper HD.
Yeah. That might
For
be an
this
issue.
PS2 game that is clearly making the best use of it.
Showing off my great freaking Ermac play.
Elite MLG.
Make Zangief proud! Make Zangief proud!
The Cossack dance. Who could expect such combos? Ermac wins.
Ermac truly wins. Ermac wins the universe. Then, oh, we're going to that pool. All right.
All right. Who's ready for some chimichanga jokes? All right. I'm curious, Addy. How much experience do you have with Mortal Kombat Deception?
Not much. I got Armageddon before this one, and I played Armageddon a lot before this one. I played through this game. Well, I played through the story once. I played Arcade good couple of times, but whenever we would play it with my one friend, my one local friend, we would play Armageddon. So
yeah, the vastly better one. If you're going to be a bad fighting game, at least be a bad fighting game full of content.
yeah,
As a kid, I, oddly enough, actually vastly preferred
bloody hell.
Deception, at least partially for the Conquest mode, having all the NPCs you can just talk to and shit.
yeah. The story mode in this one is better to me, just because I don't like Taven.
That's fair. But I would say I actually dislike Shujinko a lot more than Taven. Because he's just Kai Mei, but he stole everybody else's moves.
Shujinko literally means protagonist.
I know.
So
I'm aware of
yeah,
that.
quality.
Yeah, I would not count on the 3D trilogy for quality in the Mortal Kombat series.
Can you guys hear me right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I for a good minute or two there during just the very first match against Sindel, you guys turned into robot voices. And,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was hoping that I wasn't screwing up your stream, and I closed the window thinking, well, maybe I'll just comment on what I hear instead of what I watch, but then I couldn't hear you guys at all, so I came back to the window, and so far it seems to be working. I continue the game, and yeah, hopefully the robot voices won't take over again.
Alright. It might just be that, like, we won't be able to do the Couch's Call themes properly.
Yeah, I mean, well, possibly not.
The podcast isn't nearly as internet consuming as the streams can be. Like, the problem is just the streams, we cannot stream in anything lower than 1080p.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I wish Mixer, I don't know if the problem is Mixer or simply the problem the recording software Addy uses, but I wish there was a way around that. But as it is, there doesn't seem to be a solution.
I think it's just OBS, but I'm not sure. Fly all over the place, I suppose. What? He didn't sell that shit.
No, Kenshi is a broken character. He's too powerful. His blindness is too big of a buff.
I like how just me training my throws takes down most of his health, because why not?
The perfectly balanced 3D trilogy.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat 4 sucked. That's kind of when I gave up.
Gold was
Mortal
worse.
Kombat 4 was ass.
Like, Gold was worse, but I never even played Gold. I only played 4 as well.
Well, let me say one thing. There was one fantastic thing about 4. The fucking Nintendo 64 endings.
I was... Oh, God, that was the one... Those are the ones that were really bad, weren't they?
Yep.
Yes!
Where,
The one
like,
where Scorpion tackles Quan Chi into hell, and then Quan Chi, like, starts gyrating while yelling no, and Scorpion's just standing there staring at him.
I don't remember that one. I remember Liu Kang's, I think, or perhaps Tanya's, because I remember there's one where Liu Kang is, like, escorted to Quan Chi, and Tanya's like, you know, I will take you to him, and the acting is really terrible.
Yeah.
Do you
And
not?
then, of course, there's the famous one with Jax or Sonya and or both, I can't remember, where they, like, hold, like, Jarek over the cliffside.
Ah, yes, the
You know.
trilogy. The trilogy.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
You can't do this! This is police brutality! No,
Yeah.
Jarek, this is a fatality!
Yeah, and then Jarek is like, whoa!
I'm so good!
Yeah. Oh God.
Do you not remember frickin' Reiko's ending?
The only thing I remember about that was that they hint that he's Shao Kahn, right?
Yeah.
Which they retcon.
Yeah, and then it turns
Yeah.
out he's just a nerd that really loves Shao Kahn.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't. Again, after 4, I didn't play another Mortal Kombat game until Armageddon, which, to be fair, I really liked.
Well, it's worse than him just being a huge nerd. The thing is, he just sneaks into Shao Kahn's throne room when Shao Kahn isn't, and wears his helmet. That's all.
What a stupid mislead.
Yeah.
Right, not?
Like, I eventually wound up liking Reiko.
Yeah.
but I can see why people would be pissed at the time.
I don't know what it was. I don't know if I was just falling out of the series at the time or what, but Mortal Kombat 3, as much as I liked it, you could tell that it was kind of like they were running out of ideas. And then by Mortal Kombat 4, it just felt off. Like the characters felt uninspired. There were a couple good fatalities, but the game just didn't feel right. I don't know how to explain it. Like something was off.
Oh yeah, you can definitely tell a lot of that with Mortal Kombat 3. Like Mortal Kombat 3 was definitely the ninjas were at their worst.
The thing is, you're talking about Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Vanilla Mortal Kombat 3 had no ninjas.
Yeah.
Not even like
Yeah.
Sub-Zero was unmasked. That's it. That's all the ninja you get.
Well, it's worse than that. Noob Saibot was in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, but since there weren't any proper ninjas to make him a silhouette of, they just made him a fucking Kano.
Boy.
Yeah, it's weird. And then Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 was like, oh, you miss Scorpion, huh? How about more ninjas? Here's Rain, here's Ermac, here's... Who the fuck else did they introduce?
Smoke.
Smoke! No, Smoke was introduced in Mortal Kombat 2. Mortal Kombat 3 just introduced Turbo. With that said, I think Smoke was in Mortal Kombat 3 twice.
Yeah, he was. There was Human Smoke and there was Robo Smoke.
I was going to say I have opinions on this, or at least, memories, but I'm getting the robot voices again. I hope that I don't have to cut out on you guys, but I don't want to ruin it.
Does it improve if you close the tab? The mixer, I mean.
Let's try.
Round 2. Fight!
I will go ahead and listen. I closed the mixer. Let me go ahead and just listen to you guys do your thing for a minute.
Alright.
The Mortal Kombat 4 had a multitude of issues. I would say definitely a big part of it was just that the kind of sense of obligation to adding new characters, even if you didn't have any actual good ideas.
Yeah, I mean, Jareth in particular, not only did his ending stuff, but he was just a guy.
He was just Kano.
He was Kano.
Yeah,
He actually was just Kano in the game's beta stages, but Ed Boon felt they needed to have more new characters to make it feel like a proper new game. So they reskinned Jareth they reskinned Kano into Jareth.
Okay, I didn't know that. I mean, I can see why they would have done that, but at the same time, it's such a lateral move, and Kano is so much cooler than Jareth. It's stupid. I don't know. The only character I really liked at all was Fujin. I think he's the only new character I like in that game.
That is pretty much the common opinion.
Oh,
Tanya, people turned around on Tanya, but that was just because Mortal Kombat 10 wound up fixing her.
Oh, okay. I mean, she was. My memory, she was okay. I didn't really care for. I don't know. I didn't really care for anybody in that game. Yes. I can't see what you guys see now, so I can't see any holding shit moments. And
Boraicho was throwing up as I killed him.
And Addy did a little gut kick that caused him to do a flip while he was puking, so puke went everywhere.
Oh man, see, I missed that. Oh well, I'll see you in the stream.
We'll talk about some hot Tanya action instead.
Yeah, alright. Possibly controversial Mortal Kombat opinion. I don't like the freaking Cyberlink way. Just in general.
Yeah. I like Cyrax and Sector, but when they're doing shit like Cyber Smoke, Cyber Sub-Zero, I wasn't a fan.
I don't mind Cyrax and Smoke, but if they were I don't miss them particularly. I see why they are missed. I get that they contribute a lot to the actual gameplay diversity, but I don't miss them as characters.
Well, people are going to inevitably like their Predator.
They're what? Keep it out.
People are going to inevitably like Predator robots with dreadlocks.
Yeah.
It's a design that appeals to people. That is the dumbest get-up animation. Anyways, so basically, just to quickly summarize,
Sub-Zero is the dumbest, by the way.
Yeah, probably. But for Mike's case, in Mortal Kombat X, one of the major things is that after Shao Kahn bit the dust at the end of Mortal Kombat 9, Melina becomes queen, right? And Tanya's basically her right hand / lover. And a lot of people are a big fan of that for her. Because it's something more than just being the traitor.
Boy, I'm eating shit.
Yes, you are.
Need to do more grabs.
Alright, here's another controversial opinion I want to hear your take on. I like Noob when he looks vaguely human better than just Shadow Noob.
Yes. Even so much I didn't like Cybot being just a shadow in MK11.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of been more of a thing since Mortal Kombat 9. Because Mortal Kombat 9 basically was like, alright, he's a shadow character, so his entire moveset's based around him being a second shadow guy. I mean, did Noob really even have any major moves before Mortal Kombat 9's reinvention?
Izuna.
No, that wasn't. No, that was with Mortal Kombat 9 that gave him the German suplex.
Nope. It wasn't UMK 3. I remember spamming it.
Huh.
He also had, I think he had a move where he throws a portal under you and teleports you to the top of the screen where you fall.
Right, but that's a move that's been stolen from Smoke.
Yeah. And what else? I don't remember. Oh boy, we're on the boss already?
Yeah. It's short in Deception, man.
Deceptively short.
Deceptively.
See, I told you.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Noob has some of the worst fatalities in the series prior to 9. Wasn't he the one that had a fatality that was just him throwing stars at you, and it didn't even really do any damage?
Yes, they stole it from Reiko, I think.
Which, talk about one to steal, one of the worst fatalities in the entire fucking series.
Oh boy.
Sidestep!
I did after a while, but it wasn't good enough because I couldn't get in close to actually freaking do damage.
You gotta get the Kamidogu.
What the hell is that?
Mortal Kombat 9 has... 9, damn it. Deception has these really dumb plot tokens called Kamidogu.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the Kamidogu is just the medallion that Shinnok has.
Yes, it is. It turns out that every realm has an important, little relic that if they're all assembled will basically bring back from the dead Onaga.
He's just jumping me to death, the piece of shit. Bloody hell.
In charge of Outworld before Shao Kahn.
Oh.
And by the way, he's just kind of a big lame dragon man.
Yeah, it didn't look very inspired.
Yeah, I don't like the design, and I like dragons, so.
One of these games was supposed to be really good. I guess it must have been Deadly Alliance, and not this one.
Armageddon. Armageddon is the only one that gets any praise, because all of the 3D games are shit, but Armageddon at least has a big roster and a lot of content.
Yeah.
Past that is when you get into the HD era, and that's when the games start getting big praise again.
Right.
Which, of course, a big part of the big praise is a lot of them just being like, you know what? Fuck the 3D trilogy. It didn't happen.
Remember Suhao? Yeah, he's dead.
They've killed Suhao twice.
Shows determination.
I'm not fucking joking. In Mortal Kombat 10,
look at these threats. Look at these threats. Okay,
what
you
is
figured
the
them
AI
out.
doing? There we
I'm
go.
not sure.
Like
what was going on.
So the Mortal Kombat 10 comic, Scorpion punches through Suhao's head in the very first issue. That is legitimately like the opening shot of the comic, right? But then Mortal Kombat 11 has Aaron Black, who has Suhao's head in a bag. They killed him twice. Which, I mean, admittedly, fuck Suhao. But, I mean, honestly, there are worse Mortal Kombat characters than Suhao. I mean, Suhao is bad, don't get me wrong, but I'd take Suhao over Jarek any day of the week.
I don't remember Kusao. I have to look and see what he looks like because he's the character.
The Mongolian general.
Oh yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, he's not great.
Honestly, whenever I would see that character, like in reviews for the games or whatever, I would think like literally he would be the embodiment of my disappointment with the direction that the series went. I would see him and I would think there can't be a more generic character than this guy.
Everybody agreed with you.
He's worse Kano.
Good.
NetherRealm to this day still uses Suhao as the symbol of why the 3D era was bad.
Really?
Yeah. Any interview you can any interview with Ed Boon at some point fucking hates Suhao.
Oh, okay. That's good to hear. Because I like the I hate.
My favorite thing about Ed Boon's interviews is when they went like, "Hey, did you ever consider putting in a puzzle game into Mortal Kombat or something like that?" And he was like, "Yeah, we'd have to have fatalities though." You did. Shit.
I don't think Ed Boon had much to do with the 3D trilogy, I'll be honest.
I don't think he did.
He dishes on it a lot. Midway was up to some shit around the time that 3D trilogy was around, so Ed Boon may have just been busy with stuff like, you know, Spy Hunter, the AAA franchise that would go on to be.
Oh, I forgot about that. He was involved in that?
Yeah, it was Midway. I don't know how big Ed Boon was at Midway, but he was definitely working on some stuff.
Oh boy.
That move was dumb.
He's freaking... Really, dude? It's a jabs.
Yeah. The AI is punking Addy super hard right now.
Every now and then I can use even if I close my browser, I still sometimes get I sometimes get you guys dropping out and sometimes get the robot voices. So I think it's just a combination of me being on a tablet while watching this on a stream on my computer while talking to two people, one of whom is in Hungary across the world. And I think that it's just there's difficulties somewhere in there.
Yeah, probably.
Admittedly, Discord uses servers instead of peer-to-peer, so I don't think that the Hungary thing is much of a problem.
Oh, okay. And that's something I was hearing you guys just fine, no drops, no anything until I started watching this, and then even now it's only occasional, but it's enough to where I'm picking up probably half of what you guys are saying, so that's why I've been so quiet.
It's
I'm trying to keep up.
S-bumps!
I'm trying to keep up conversation other than the game here, at least because it's Mortal Kombat fucking Deception. We're not gonna have much interesting game about this.
Alright, finally he killed me.
Particularly considering Addy is getting his ass whooped right now.
I did see that. Why did you guys choose this game? Did you choose randomly?
Well, I have Armageddon and Deception. We can do either one of them. And Davian was like, well, Deception might be more fun.
Oh, okay.
Admittedly, at the time, I thought we were going to do Conquest.
We can do Conquest after I beat freaking Onaga. Or after I get salty. Whichever comes first.
Whichever comes first. Yeah, I guess now we're in a marathon to beat this boss.
Boss rage.
Yeah. Anyways.
The bosses are always so cheap in these games. I remember that's never changed.
Mortal Kombat 10, Shinnok wasn't bad.
In which one? Mortal Kombat? Would that have been 4?
10. They brought Shinnok back for 10. He's the final boss of 10.
Oh, yeah, I see that again. My knowledge of Mortal Kombat is pretty sensitive between 1 and 3, 2 in particular, and then starts to fizzle out in 4, and then even though I played Mortal Kombat 9, I own it, it's a great game. The story was good, but I didn't follow up afterwards. I have not even played 10 or 11, so...
I understand. I think that's where a lot of casual gamers are with Mortal Kombat. Is they really appreciate the classic cast, but they have trouble with the new guys. Anytime you bring in new guys.
I mean, that's kind of what it was. Mortal Kombat 9 was basically a love letter to the original fans, like myself, and then they just started going in a different direction with a bunch of new different characters again. And, you know, that's fine. That's their prerogative. But it didn't hook me. I wasn't really interested in that.
I found a threat.
You certainly have. There seems to be kind of a conflict there between what is good for business versus what is wanted. because apparently Ed Boon has been very vocal about the fact that he despises Liu Kang for a good while now, which is why Liu Kang got it so rough in Mortal Kombat 9 as he did.
Oh, interesting.
And to my understanding, Ed Boon has been very vocal about the fact that he basically wants to do Fighter 3. He wants to finally make a Mortal Kombat game where the or Sub-Zero and Scorpion, but otherwise he gets to make a new roster. And people do not want that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty radical. Pretty major change. Why did he come to hate Liu Kang? I mean, they pushed him. I mean, they made him a main character in the first 2 games.
I think what he said in an interview was really just, well, he's boring, it felt like we had to have him, but now I regret making it.
Wow, I really did not know some of the stuff that he said. The last interview that I read about Ed Boon, which was actually pretty funny, because I like the character, he was asked if you had to kill off one of your characters and just like remove them from the history of the games or whatever, who would you choose, Stryker or, coincidentally enough, Ermac? And he was like, oh man, that's like asking me to kill one of my kids. And he's like, oh, Stryker. Because everyone hated Stryker, but I completely kick ass with Stryker in the 2D games. I'm like really phenomenal with it. So Stryker, actually, when I heard that, I was kind of sad.
Stryker's fantastic. He's one of the most underrated characters in this.
Yeah, I feel that way. I mean, I'm again the 2D games are my bag, and by the time it gets to Mortal Kombat Trilogy and they give him a gun, like that makes him so. They give him a gun and they give him the option to throw 2 grenades at a time, both high and low at once, and that makes him such a. I mean, you have to get close, and he makes it almost impossible. And then when you do get close, he's still got like 3 more special moves that he can do. So he's if you know how to use him, he's really.
Stryker is one of the few examples NetherRealm's had in its history of actually well-handled ranged characters.
I think so.
If I'm going to assume that you have not played their DC Comics superhero fighting game, and just
right, yeah, I'm not the comic guy for those Yeah.
That particular fighting game franchise is infamous for the fact that NetherRealm cannot characters properly, and they are either way too strong and break the game and make it not fun, or they are way too weak and not worth using. And there is no in between. Mortal Kombat's definitely not as bad about it, though it's also still had a couple rough examples in its history.
Sure.
Okay, I was about to say.
You're doing a Russian dance. I can't remember the name of the dance.
Yeah, for the glory of Zangief.
He was doing this to Spindal at the start.
Yeah. If all else fails. If all else fails.
Just fucking insert a gif of Zangief's Street Fighter 2 ending of him and fucking Gorbachev doing the caustic dance.
The caustic dance, that's the word I'm looking for.
And Gorbachev's got a big dumb Russia birthmark on the top of his head.
That was Zangief's ending is actually probably my favorite ending in Street Fighter 2. Because of that, it was so silly. But wow, look at that! Look how effective! Wow. Okay. That worked.
Rah Rasputin. Lover of the Soul Queen.
I mean, realistically speaking, there's only 2 memorable Street Fighter 2 endings, and Zangief's and Blanca's.
Yeah, well, Blanca...
He's running away!
Oh, he's returning in kind! He's learning!
He's adapting.
No, please don't put on Rasputin, he will get claimed!
He's actually playing! There lives a certain man in Russia long ago.
His name was Ermac. He had a really good flow. Freaking hell.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Now we're in business.
The thing is, Mike, you don't actually have to put in music, because I can do it in post.
But then we don't get to listen to it live, Ed.
True. Sit down! Feel the glory of Lasha! And the thing is, I have red.
You are red. This is going in the year-end highlights compilation.
It is.
Here we go. Here comes the chorus.
Oh, Christ. Naga just looks confused.
What is this Brooklyn Brawler?
Naga's just like, alright, enough of this shit.
You can do it.
I will beat him with the Rockstock dance. I will beat him with the Rockstock dance. Alright, put on the true Russian anthem. Put on Rasputin. If we can claim this style.
Good fucking god.
That was fun. I got a kick out of that.
Oh man, you know what's nuts?
What?
In one of the versions of Street Fighter 4, they added an optional version of Zangief that picks up a new special move that is just him doing the Cossack dance.
Like over and over?
Yes. And it hits low and it combos.
You know, because the game, wasn't stereotypical enough as it is.
It's Street Fighter. It lives and it dies by its national stereotypes.
It does. It really does.
Which is part of why people were confused by T-Hawk. Here's this Native American guy. He's Mexican. Wait, what?
That's right. He did live in Mexico. That's right. That was his. Well, I mean, I guess there are Native Americans that leave their native land to go to Mexico. Sure.
It's not like there's something blocking them from doing it, but...
Yeah, true.
But they later wound up in Street Fighter 4 introducing a character, Mexican, and Mexico was like, yeah, finally!
Yeah,
there we go, bring in the stereotypes, that's what we want.
Yeah, I guess, take what you can get.
The fantastic thing is that Luchador, all of his moves are named after Mexican dishes.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks so bad.
His special moves are named like the quesadilla press, the tortilla, the fucking tortilla flip.
That's like
the tortilla crunch.
That is like a WWE finisher name, which works because he's a wrestler.
I guess that makes sense. It's all coming together when you think about it.
This is what being Kitano's father taught me. Russian.
Oh, right. So yeah, one of the later lore things they revealed, Mike, is that Ermac is actually the soul. You know how Ermac's made out of multiple souls, right?
Yeah, that's the last I really remember about the character, yes.
The soul that's in charge is Kitana's dad.
I didn't even put that, but whatever.
Oh, Kitana's real dad, okay.
Yeah. After Shao Kahn murdered the fuck out of him.
Yeah. Do we ever find out, like, who he is or what he looks like or anything like that?
I think we actually get to see him in conquest mode.
Oh, okay.
We also see him take the throne in Ermac's MK9 ending, arcade ending.
Oh, I don't think I beat Mortal Kombat 9 with every character. I guess I must not have. Either that or I just don't remember all the endings.
Some of them were pretty weird.
My favorite was Strikers, because of course, again, I'm really into Strikers. And yeah, spoiler for anybody who hasn't played Mortal Kombat 9 and beaten it and cares. But Striker, the cop, they throw a parade for him, and they're like, "Hey, yeah, you saved the world and everything." And the narrator says in a very grim voice, but they wanted to make a movie out of it, but he would never allow himself to be played by Johnny Cage. And they show Johnny Cage looking down, all dejected, like, "Oh man."
And Striker's in the background looking like,
"I want it,
please."
There you go.
Oh my god.
The power of Russia compels you.
It worked, yeah. I can't believe that actually worked.
Grand cosmic power's got nothing on Russia.
Yeah, just low kicks. Russian low kicks.
The true power of Troy Layfoot, Russia.
Oh man, that was fantastic. Oh right, and the victory screen is like a bloody Onaga with eyeball. God.
Yeah.
Just to remind you, this is Mortal Kombat.
But do the characters not get personalized endings?
They do.
In an outer
Oh, there we
chamber
go.
of the Dragon King's throne room, Ermac did battle with Liu Kang's enslaved comrades. Ermac was more than a match for the 5 warriors, but their defeat was not his objective. Liu Kang materialized and one by one freed their souls while Ermac occupied the rest. Eventually, all 5 were awakened from their enchantment and freed from Onaga's control. Ermac was pleased that his warrior's skills could for once bring about a noble outcome. He sensed, however, that an ominous force still shaped the destiny of the realms. It was everywhere. He could feel its influence on Onaga, though the Dragon King was oblivious to its manipulation. Time was running out. Ermac feared the celebration of this latest victory would be short-lived.
Ermac was happy that Liu Kang's ghost could finally bone his daughter.
Yeah, actually, when you think about it. Well, that made sense to me, so I guess I'm out of the loop.
I forgot that Ermac was a good guy.
He didn't start that way, I don't think. Well, he started...
So hey, we're starting Conquest.
What, are we?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we would wrap it up there.
No, we do the full
Well?
package. One video.
Alright, I guess I'll set up Christmas decorations later. Oh yes, Mortal Kombat Conquest. Was this really the first time that Mortal Kombat was trying to take more serious, in-depth lore and all that?
Shaolin monks. Let's see what
That came
else.
after.
Oh, I forgot Shaolin. Jeez, they had a bunch
Mythology
of
Sub-Zero.
games. Mythologies, yeah.
We do not acknowledge mythologies.
You know...
The
it was
freaking
kind of-
Jax video game.
Mortal Kombat tournament and free
Yeah, Special Forces.
Yeah, that.
It was supposed to be one of the worst games ever made. It's getting scores similar to WWE 2K20.
Ah, hey, here's Goro. Looks a bit
Yeah, what the
different.
hell? This is bizarre.
Goro's lost weight.
Yeah. He's also kid another head.
Why is one at dick level?
Yes.
That's a satisfactory his legs are going through his face.
We're late.
Oh man, remember the PS2 era when people just didn't give a fuck about clipping?
There was a lot of clipping back then. The PS2 and Nintendo 64 era, in general, the graphics don't hold up all that well. But this game, I don't know, for the most part, it seems like it's been okay.
Yeah, it's not been too bad.
You also have to remember, I'm actually running this on PS2, on PS2 hardware, so it's freaking blurry as shit. Cause I don't have an upscaler.
What a confused... I mean, just the setup we've got going right now is just kind of mystifying to me. This is so weird. Playing a Mortal Kombat 2 game on later technology while I talk on a tablet to 2 other people, one of whom is across the world, while watching the same video. Okay.
Yes, the best character.
Yeah, very inspired. A lot of really inspired characters I'm seeing.
I fucking hate Yujinko.
What? Is so generic looking?
Yeah, that's a big part.
Mike,
I
once
also say-
again, I'm not sure if you were here when I said it, but Shujinko literally means protagonist.
Yeah, I know, it's Japanese for protagonist. But
It's Japanese for what?
Protagonist.
Oh, protagonist. I thought you said Shojinko is Japanese for faggot. I was like, wow.
oh wow.
That's what I thought you said. But, yeah, sorry.
Addy, brutal today.
Well, I thought, it was like an in-joke.
Okay,
maybe,
what the hell?
and-
What the hell am I supposed to be doing? I didn't read it. Alright, attack. Okay. Just juggle his asshole.
Jabs, square jabs.
No, it was a kick.
Okay. Do press buttons. Do video game.
The thing is, usually I read through tutorials, not when I'm recording shit though.
Can I point out that while we're on the lines of Shujinko is Japanese for protagonist, there's Baraicho sitting over there.
Drunken Master.
Borracho is Spanish for drunk.
Oh, then that makes sense. A little on the nose, but it makes sense.
It doesn't. Yeah, Raiden just means freaking Thunder God. I think.
Does it happen? Is that really?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That'd be cool. Of course, he was based on the character of, I guess it would have been Lightning from Big Trouble in Little China.
Okay, you know what? I've got a real controversial take.
Yeah.
If Baraicho did not have the toilet humor so much, I would not mind him at all.
Yeah.
I've heard people say that. I haven't played these particular games, but I'm familiar with a lot of the hatred that has been heaped upon Baraicho.
Well, have you got to see Baraicho's moves yet?
Mike, Boraicho's
Yeah,
fatality. Boraicho's fatality is farting on you while he has a candle up, so it's on flame.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
All right.
The other fatality he has is he. By the way, that was Ermac that just ran by.
Anyway, yeah.
I have no idea why they put that in the game. I think it's just to fuck with you. It would not be Mortal Kombat if there weren't at least a few false Easter. You gotta love Ed Boon. You gotta appreciate him for what he does for the industry.
Yeah.
I once heard Ed Boon described as like there are a lot of video game developers that are massive liars, but Ed Boon is the good kind of liar.
I think he's
Yeah, he
starting
likes to
another
troll a
lesson
little
right
bit,
now.
spread
You should go
rumors,
inside.
that kind of thing.
I'll wait for
I
you
think
out
he's
here.
harmless.
Like most game developers, they will say that you are getting a sports car for Christmas, and then you get a Pinto.
Yeah,
Right.
that'd be Peter Molyneux.
Yeah. Whereas Ed Boon says, "Oh, I'm going to get you a Mustang for Christmas," and he gets you like a.
Sure.
I guess
But he
you're
made you
burning.
think he was getting a Mustang, so gotcha. So like, really, we don't care as long as what we get is good.
Which, again, my understanding is that it was right. I could swear it must be this game that was like the really low-rated one, because I totally forgot about Shaolin Monks. There was Shaolin Monks, this one, and then Deadly Alliance. And I could have sworn that Deadly Alliance and Shaolin Monks were supposed to be good, but
Yeah,
then
Shaolin
this
Monks
one's
is good. Or at least it's
Okay.
supposed to be.
It was, I mean, man, I missed a lot of Mortal Kombat games there for a while.
I mean, Shaolin Monks isn't a Mortal Kombat game. It's a beat 'em up, a 3D beat 'em up in the Mortal Kombat universe.
Oh, it's not considered one of the canonical games? One of the main series?
I think it's canonical, but it's not a fighting game.
Oh, I got you.
I am whipping up the game's Metacritic ratings.
Good idea. Because one of them, my memory, and I could be incorrect, but my memory is that one of them was supposed to be just like really, like, everyone hated it.
What? What is this input?
Up plus
Oh.
circle, square. Wow, yeah, I'm losing track. Oh, it's recording what you're doing, right?
No,
Or is it telling
no. It's telling me what to do.
Oh, okay.
But for whatever reason, delay is shown by 3 dots.
Yeah, it's almost like, yeah, what is the point of that? It's almost like, okay, and then wait a couple seconds, and then square triangle.
I mean, delay makes sense, but showing it like that doesn't to me.
No, it doesn't. I guess you did it, though.
Okay, so I'm whipping out all the 3D era Mortal Kombat. Let's see. Mortal Kombat 4 was generally about 75%.
Higher than I would have expected.
Deadly Alliance was 81%.
You are finished.
Wow, there you
Come
go.
on. Let's go to the next
Deception was
class.
also 81.
Oh,
Armageddon was 78, 76, thereabouts.
that's odd.
And Versus DC Universe was 77%.
So where was
Here it
Shaolin
is.
Monks in there? They didn't even include it in the list.
It's a spinoff, so let me go ahead and grab that.
Wow, so even Wikipedia doesn't even count it along the main series. That's interesting.
Shaolin Monks is 80%.
Okay, so I was totally incorrect then. I could have sworn that there was this era of and maybe this is just retroactive, I guess, hindsight 2020, but I have grown, hearing that this particular, 3D era, as you said earlier, was like really poorly reviewed except for just like 1 or 2 games. I thought that the whole, up until about Armageddon, I thought that the series was considered crap, but not by those scores. That's weird.
Well, hindsight is 2020, like you said. That's the key thing.
Yeah.
Also, there's a difference between what critics think and what the Mortal Kombat community thinks.
Yeah.
Because the Mortal Kombat community does not look upon these days fondly at all.
Yeah. You have to judge the games by when they came out, I guess, too.
Yeah. I think Mortal Kombat 9 also played a big part in that, because it retroactively soured our opinions of the 3D trilogy.
Sure. I mean, it was so much better. How could it not?
Yeah, absolutely. And, another big part of it is the competitive community, because Mortal Kombat 2 and Mortal Kombat Trilogy both definitely have big competitive communities. People take those games very seriously. I mean, you take those games quite seriously.
Yeah, I'm, I can't say this anymore, and it pains me. I don't know if it's just, old age, whatever, but, when I last played Mortal Kombat 2 online, I got creamed. Yet, when I was playing Mortal Kombat 2 in the arcades, I was fucking untouchable. I mean, I was so good. I was like the king at that game, with pretty much any character. And, because of that, I just played the hell out of that game, and then Mortal Kombat 3, and then Trilogy, which I thought was actually very flawed, but it was still a good game. But that's about when I ducked out, again, because of Mortal Kombat 4 I thought was, really crappy. So I just, I have no knowledge or love or connection to any of these games, these middle chapter games, and I just went by what I heard other people say, and again, supposedly, it was like, well, they're wonky, they're clumsy, the whole, I think this one, judging by the Mantis and Sumo at the bottom, this is the one that's got multiple fighting styles, right?
Yep.
All of them do, except MK4.
Oh,
nope.
Okay, alright.
Well, technically, Armageddon doesn't have multiple fighting styles because it's just one fighting style and a weapon.
And a weapon, yeah. I'm surprised that, I mean, the scores were almost the same, but Mortal Kombat Armageddon was the lowest rated out of this 3D era, and that surprised me. I figured it was the same as these games, but with more characters. I would have figured that would have just made it better, but I guess not.
It is the same as those games with more characters. The thing is that by the time Armageddon came out, people were starting to get sick of the formula.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true.
But hindsight 2020 being, most people looking at the 3D trilogy now will say, they're all bad games, Armageddon's the best one. It actually has a lot of content.
Get some help for the butcher to go right to guard.
Yeah.
Okay, the guard needs to be bribed with ham.
What the hell is this? What is the goal of this story mode here? What is it? Ham is the goal.
Yeah.
The story mode is all about ham.
Where the hell is the butcher?
There should be an open storefront with a dude sitting behind a counter.
Alright, let's see him.
I have not only played through Conquest, I think I've collected every collectible that's in Conquest.
You're crazy.
Yeah,
is the place where you're supposed to go now?
Are you the butcher?
Oh, I guess not.
Well, hang on. Go back.
Are you the butcher? Are you the butcher?
That's the butcher.
I know. I can't talk to him.
Hanging on the walls is the butcher.
I'm trying to.
Stop harassing him.
There we go. Finally, I can speak to you.
You punched him in the face.
Where, sir?
Give me ham.
You are
all right. That certainly happened. Ham.
Beware, sir. There are consequences to your actions.
It would be awesome if you could walk around and hit any of these NPCs, which would then trigger a Mortal Kombat battle with them.
That's actually what happens.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Most of these random civilians can't fight back.
Are you looking at the Are you looking at the stream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's up now. The robot voice thing seemed to have stopped for some reason, so I'm grateful for that. Yeah, you're knocking out every random. I guess you guys haven't seen the movie Kung Pao, have you?
I think I have. I think I have.
Yeah. I am overjoyed that I have.
Addy, try to punch the guard.
Guard? Alright. I can't walk up. I have ham.
Ham.
Punch him. Try and walk past. It's lost. Anyways, back to Kung Pao.
Yeah, the only reason I mention it is because there's a brief little moment in the movie where the bad guy is established as the bad guy because he walks through the streets just like randomly, just like pushing people over, just like being just a dog heel, just like, you know, shoving random civilians for no reason because he's evil.
As usual, I will wait outside.
And of course,
I've
since
already
it's
learned these
dubbed to be
lessons
comedic,
anyway.
they have dialogue like, "Hey, how's it going?" Oh, you know.
I was imagining you were going to say it was like a Lancelot and Python type thing.
In what way?
Just killing people at complete random.
Oh, right. Yeah, that did happen. Yeah.
Ah. Okay.
So the whole thing is fighting him, huh?
It's tutorial.
Yeah, we're fighting ham.
Bo Raicho is supposed to be Liu Kang and Kung Lao's old master.
Right. I do remember that.
Yes, Yujinku, you opened my skull with your soul. Sword, thank you.
Yeah.
Here's $150. All right, God, these old games are silly.
It's interesting watching them though. For me, having never seen them before, it's interesting
You
to see
are
how
halfway done.
just weird
Just
they
one
are.
more training room
Oh yeah,
before the main
they were
school.
going like here.
bridge is
You
clear
can
now.
see
Follow
here
me.
the kind of building blocks that wind up leading into Mortal Kombat 9, like superior story mode.
Yeah, I mean, this looks like clumsy and goofy, but I give them credit for trying. You know.
Yeah, at the time when Street Fighter and Guilty
I'm
Gear were
getting
just
tired. Go on inside.
Kate-ending
I will
cutscenes,
still
this
be
was
waiting
ambitious.
for you out here.
Yeah, for sure.
I still prefer
And
Guilty Gear.
Addy, I could say anything, and your response would be, "I still prefer Guilty Gear."
Yeah.
That's another one I never played. I guess I got out of fighting games altogether around Mortal Kombat 4. I don't know why. I think I just kind of phased out, burnt out on them.
There's that, but there's also the fact that like your favorite two franchises, Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, in that regard. Mortal Kombat did Mortal Kombat 4, which screwed the pooch and dropped most of the roster. And then Street Fighter did Street Fighter 3, a game which was very, very good, but it still dropped the majority of the roster. So at that time, it was just it was just unappealing to a lot of people because there was no Guile, there was no Zangief, there was no Chun-Li.
Right, yeah, and I understand the need for change, but I felt kind of ostracized because when I went to play, I don't know why, because when I went to play Mortal Kombat 2, half the original, I shouldn't say half, there were 2 people missing from Mortal Kombat 1, but the new characters of Mortal Kombat 2 seemed so compelling and were mostly so good that I just ran with it, whereas, as you just said, the later, Mortal Kombats and Street Fighters, they just introduced characters that I just, like, again, you got Jarrett, you got Dan in Street Fighter, and it's like, who are these people?
Admittedly, Dan was introduced to be a joke. He was a satire of SNK's fighters, particularly in King of Fighters.
Isn't that weird, though, to intentionally make... that's almost Kung Pao as well, to intentionally make a character who's just, like, who sucks. That's, like, I mean, it's kind of funny, but I feel bad for the people. I don't know. At least in Mortal Kombat 2, they didn't try to make Reptile suck, but he sucked, so fair enough.
I mean, Mortal Kombat's just as guilty of making stupid satire characters. Nightwolf was a satire
What?
of Seahawk.
Nightwolf was a satire of what?
Nightwolf was a satire of Seahawk.
Ah, whatever, I have to kill you.
Yeah, who would you say is the more, I don't know, like if you were to play in each respective game, Nightwolf and T-Hawk, which one would you prefer using? Like, which one do you think is the better, like, playable character?
What do you call that?
Oh, that's a difficult... See, here's the thing. Nightwolf and T-Hawk are both very characters. I love both of them.
I actually like both of them myself, yeah. I mean, they're just generic engines, but they're, I don't know, they're fun to play.
Nightwolf got better with time, particularly with 9 deciding to actually make him really important.
Yeah, true.
T-Hawk has just kind of stuck as generic Native American since his inception in, like, 94.
Oh, okay. Alright, yeah, I didn't know that, because again, I've been out of the series for a very long time.
Street Fighter's not been very big on character development.
No.
Everyone's in the same place where they last left off, except Ken has a kid now, but that's the only thing that's really changed.
Ken has a kid, so the marriage finally like resulted in something interesting.
Yeah. It's one of those. It's one of those things where like it was a little bit of lore that Ken said he would only marry Eliza once, and we never actually see that happen. But then comes Street Fighter 3, Ken has a kid, and so it's assumed, you know.
Oh, okay. Is he a playable character? Is he like? Can you play Ken's offspring?
No, he's
Sean.
a toddler.
He's Sean.
He's a toddler. Addie, shut up. Ken's kid is a toddler, so if you got to fight, that'd be great.
Now let's try a few more advanced
Maybe
maneuvers.
in
Follow
Mugen,
me.
maybe someone has a baby Ken that you can play.
Toddler combos.
I mean, hey, freaking SNK released a game where you can play as not one but two dogs. A fighting game.
Most of
Yeah.
us call it fight school.
So you know,
This is where
and it's a,
Keep going.
the more advanced techniques.
it's Samurai Showdown
Some of
6.
the best warriors in Earthrealm have studied here.
Oh wow,
I
they
am
went
training
all the
in
way
Tai
up to
Chi
6.
these
That's
days,
right.
but
We're
I'm
on 7.
still
We're on
learning
7.
fighting.
Yeah.
Someday,
Yeah, they released a new
the
one.
greatest warrior
It's
in
like 2.
Earthrealm. I will show the real Shang Tsung who is the best
Wow.
and
I
take
mean,
him
again,
all
I
the way
only ever
back to
played the first
Outworld.
Samurai Showdown.
Anyway,
Oh.
I have
I'm
to
so
go to
obsessed
class
with
now,
fighting
but I
games.
will see you later. I hope
They've
you
gone to
decide
good
join
places.
our school.
There was kind of a
Bye.
dark age throughout the 2000s, but like Street Fighter 4 and Mortal Kombat 9 represented kind of a genre comeback.
Yeah, that's how it looks. Yeah, I mean, you know, based on the audience and critical reception, it seemed like
And
you know,
for-
critical.
And for Tekken, don't call it a comeback.
Yeah.
Did Tekken the last? See, once again, I'm so out of it. The last Tekken I played was literally Tekken Tag Tournament for the PS2.
One of the best ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it? I mean, I enjoyed it. Okay.
Since then, we're on Tekken 7. We also had Tekken Tag Tournament 2.
Wow.
If you get an
I
opportunity to grab
know.
Tekken Tag Tournament 2, absolutely do it, because that game is fantastic.
I enjoyed playing against, I think, the computer, but I was terrible against playing against other people in Tekken. I couldn't.
That's
I don't
just
know.
how Tekken is, dude. Alright, pop up power bomb.
So this tutorial is several hours long.
It feels like it, doesn't it? But we've only been here for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And it only consists of you just wailing on Borecho.
I
Yeah.
love that every time you finish the tutorial, Baricho doesn't get up. He's just flat on his ass.
Yeah, on his face, no less.
Like you fucking killed him.
But yeah, the thing is like fighting games are on their way back. Guilty Gear just announced their newest installment.
I've
Which-
never played Guilty Gear.
Guilty Gear is really fun if you like crack cocaine like I do.
What you gotta do is you gotta get the Guilty Gear disc out. You gotta grind it up, but you gotta turn it into a thin rail and snort it.
But I cannot let you
Right off the
pass these
disc.
gates.
Why not?
Just like
Walls of
Jesse
this
does
town
at
are
one
here
point
for
in
a
Breaking
reason,
Bad.
to protect the citizens from
But yeah,
foreign
basically,
dangers.
have you played Marvel vs. Capcom?
Experience to venture
What do you
outside.
think, Addy?
Return
It-
when you
honestly,
can prove
to
me
be
that you
perfectly
have
honest,
learned
I
enough,
think I may
and
have,
let you
actually.
pass.
Not often,
Yes,
maybe
Master
once or twice.
Boraicho. I will
But,
continue
like,
my
isn't that
training.
one of the super hyper, like,
Yes.
you can, like, have tag teams, and the special moves have, like, giant flashing
Yes.
characters? Yeah, okay, sure, yeah.
Yeah,
Hyper
so
combat.
Guilty Gear is that but one-on-one and more on crack.
Oh, wow, I couldn't even imagine.
And that's my favorite fighting game at the moment.
I see. Yeah, you are a fast fighter, man, definitely. I'm more of a defensive fighter. I was raised on games like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, which were a little bit more,
What kind
you know,
of help
I
do
want to say
gods
strategic because that sounds like I'm bragging when I'm not trying to. I'm sure the newer, like the games we're talking about, were fighter strategy, but I'm used to like a slower pace, I guess, a more deliberate.
But the thing is, like I also grew up with Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, the original, well, Mortal Kombat 2 and the original trilogy of the Mortal freaking out. I'm saying stupid shit. Street Fighter 2 and the original trilogy of Mortal
I
Kombat.
will be your champion.
But
You just like crack more than I do.
yeah, I just play Rushdown, so crack cocaine is not really a bad thing for me.
Outside the walls of the town.
There's a sentence for the day. Crack cocaine is not really bad for me. I like every kind of fighting game, but I definitely lean more towards Mike's side.
In terms of like the hyper-kinetic type of game versus the more, like, I guess, slowly paced game.
I will not let the elder gods down.
Yeah. That's one of the problems I had with, I'm just going to pronounce it the way I always pronounced it, which is Mugen. I know that, everyone's got their own way of pronouncing it, but, Mugen, there was a while there, I talked to briefly about it, W, where it was a really disorganized, like, multiple community sort of deal to where you had to scrounge for characters and go to various websites and make requests and stuff like that. And you'd wind up putting together a roster of just wild-ass characters who just... they'd be so OP that they would literally just, like, all you could do is just sit there and block as the screen just exploded with ADHD special effects and super zooms and close-ups of, like, anime drawings and shit, and characters fall off the screen and shoot, like, laser bombs at you and shit. It was like, how do people play this?
But here's the thing, Mike. My favorite Mugen character is Rirakuma, because it takes my favorite fighting game character of all time, Akuma, and makes him a Guilty Gear character. Have you ever played Rirakuma? Have you ever seen Rirakuma?
I have seen Akuma.
Rirakuma. Not just any Akuma.
So there's multiple. Oh, that's right. They do have like Shadow Ryu and Evil Ryu and various. Yeah. See, I don't even know about all that. All those alternate versions of characters and
so
whatnot.
Mike, here's the thing. Rirakuma is a Mugen meme.
Oh.
Because he was made as a response to overpowered Mugen characters of the infancy. And he's been a meme ever since. People just update him to be more overpowered as time goes on, from what I can gather. But I
have no
I was just gonna say, I think I got what you said, but unfortunately the robot voice came back for a second there, so could you repeat that?
So, Rirakuma is a Mugen meme that was made around the infancy of Mugen, from what I can tell, or like the earlier days. And people have been updating the character to be more OP as time goes on.
But first I have tasks to complete.
But the thing is, hey Pink,
what are you guys doing?
Mortal Kombat. Get on Mixer.
Meet me there later, and we will resume your training.
I will see
Okay, now this is a four-man team.
Yup.
Goodbye,
But yeah, so Mike, yeah?
This isn't getting crowded at all.
Nope. So, the thing with Rirakuma is, it takes Akuma and just makes him broken in every freaking meaning of the word. And the thing is, I've been hoping for Capcom to actually make a character like Rirakuma, but make his damage not be broken. Cause I would play that character at all times. Like, just tone his damage down so his attacks do basically nothing, but make it so I can link everything into everything, so the way I can do damages by 500 hit combos. I'm fine with that.
He was so impressed.
Yeah, the person playing against you wouldn't be. That sounds like a shitty way to fight. Beating me and beating me, and it's taken 20 minutes because he's not doing any damage, but I can't prevent him from attacking me because his attacks are all linked together.
Well, Mugen Rirakuma kills you in 3 hits, so you know.
You see, well, that sucks too.
Yeah. That's why he's a meme character.
Where do I find these?
Yeah, I remember in Mugen they had characters like a JPEG of Hitler who could kill you instantly, and they had
Omega Tom Hanks.
Omega Hitler, yeah. And they had Omega Tiger Woods, which was also just like a JPEG of Tiger Woods' head on a cartoon body. Stupid shit like that is what made Mugen really a mess for a while
Where do
there.
I find it?
My favorite Mugen boss is Omega Rugal.
Don't know that one.
Thank you,
It's a KOF character that Addy's a big fan of.
And the Omega version is pretty hard to beat in the KOF game, in the actual SNK made game. Because SNK they made bosses broken on purpose just to get more money.
That seemed to be a typical fighting game trend.
Yeah.
And we're not even bothering to talk about the game right now, because it's just the forest.
That's funny. I was actually just about to ask what's going on in the game. What's it seems like you're expecting a lot of stuff.
It is good to see you again.
Bracho is going on.
As promised, I will now impart to you my most powerful technique.
And there's apparently a big firefly that was like, "Hey, to save the world, so go do it, kid." And we're just like, "Okay, sure."
My home, away from
okay.
Yeah, now we came in and went, "Hey, listen."
Only to those I trust. Now, let us begin.
Addy, shut up. And now we're gonna fight Bracho again because we're not sick of that yet.
This looks nothing like a Mortal Kombat game.
This is.
I don't blame you.
This is PS2 Mortal Kombat Pink.
It looks like
I'm Bracho now.
Game.
What?
What?
Right.
Yes.
So this.
Yes, Shujinko, become me.
Wait, did you just kick that man and it said headbutt?
Yeah.
I'm confused.
So this is how deception works. You go through the story. Well, you're supposed to have learned other characters' martial arts, but for some reason the game computes that as you become the character.
That is a little bit silly.
So you're just going to spend like the next 10 fights as Bracho.
Which, from what I understand, isn't good.
He's okay.
Bracho died.
Can I point out how every time they load into a fight, the jug on the back of Bracho
Jumps.
just flips out? Yeah, there. It goes again.
I did not notice that.
I mean, of all people, Bracho would probably be pretty big on supernatural alcohol, so hey.
Yeah.
Just dead.
Alright.
His face is fantastic. He just had a big open mouth.
What are you doing on the control pad to make that happen? What are you doing?
What? I'm just crouching, dude.
Oh.
I'm debanging Kim is what I'm doing, really.
Establish dominance over the AI.
Distract him with sumo seizure.
What the fuck?
What do you
I
call
like those flips.
You didn't see that coming.
Spot
What? No, I don't like you doing flips. Do basic shit. Says
You're ruining the business.
You overly kicked his ass. You overachieved.
Yeah. I need to learn my place.
Yeah.
Can I point out that Bracho?
Why not? I use a better character.
Baraka is a better character.
I wish I was Baraka.
What were you gonna say, W?
Can I point out that Bracho is one of the only four characters they have brought back from the 3D trilogy, for the HD trilogy?
4 characters? That's all they brought back?
Yeah, Quan Chi, Kenshi, Bracho, and Tanya.
Shinnok.
Yeah, Shinnok, right, I forgot about him. And Frost, they brought back her too, so 6
But
characters.
she's garbage, so she doesn't count.
Fuck you, Frost is great.
For success.
See, now, I haven't never played the ones that contained her. Is she supposed to be like Sub-Zero's daughter or something?
No.
Her trainee, his trainee.
Okay.
But she always betrays him in every game that she's in, without...
Typical.
With her reintroduction in Mortal Kombat 11, her main...
I like how the game has to frickin' re-choose the bow.
Correct.
Correct, you didn't do flips on my head again.
No illegal techniques, I guess. I guess in a way that sort of makes sense. I mean, if you're trying to train.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Again, this was ambitious for its time. I feel the urge to remind everybody of that while you watch this boring tutorial gameplay.
How much longer?
You know, Mike, quick, let's talk about Mortal Kombat 2. So you mentioned that you got your ass beat when you tried to play it online.
Yeah, sadly.
My question is,
Oh, go ahead.
how much has the Mortal Kombat 2 community advanced in the 20 years? Well, soon it's going to be 30 years since Mortal Kombat 2 came out.
93, 94. God, wow, almost.
Yeah, it's 25 years, yeah. That's
Well,
the longer a game is out, the more time it gets to really developing crazy stuff like that. So I'd have to imagine it's pretty nuts by now.
I think what happened was two things. Really, three things. I was a little bit out of the loop playing against online players. In addition, the person I played against was using Sub-Zero, and Mortal Kombat 2 has a sort of a cheat with the male ninja characters, where a roundhouse kick takes priority over any leaping attack. So if you leap and do jump kick towards Sub-Zero, Scorpion, or Reptile, it doesn't matter how far or close they are to you. All you do is round kick, and they'll knock them right out of the air. And the character knew that trick, and so he was using that against me. And plus, just the simple fact that I was playing the I don't know what it's called. I guess like the Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection, which was known for having a lot of lag.
I wouldn't really consider that a cheat, because, I mean, the Shoryuken in Street Fighter is always going to be a jumping attack without fail. I think it's kind of just an equivalent to that.
Well, not really a cheat. It's just that the attack that the male ninjas have with their roundhouse kick has more priority than pretty much like any move that any other character has. Like, in other words, like if you try to do a roundhouse kick with any character who's not a male ninja, you have to be a lot more precise. Whereas with the male ninjas, for some reason, the game gives them a lot of leeway to where like the hip collision is like expanded for them for some reason. I'm not really sure if that was intentional or just a bug or what. Additionally, a lot of people don't know this, but the game, the AI is dumber if you play the game on the right-hand side. Yeah, I swear to God, this is legitimate. If you go to play, if you find a Mortal Kombat 2 machine, they fight with more, the AI fights with more, like aggression and unpredictability. They counter much more, like, wizard-like, you know, they're like more human if you play on the first player side, whereas if you play on the right, you can more easily get them into patterns.
I've heard some pretty strange AI things, but that's pretty weird.
It is. It's very weird. I discovered it by accident when I was playing against a friend, and I went up on the right-hand side, and I beat the friend, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll just resume my game playing on the right-hand side. And I noticed that the computer is just literally dumber. They're easier to trap, you know, if you move, but their patterns literally change. Like, if you're playing on the first-hand side and walk towards them, they might stand in place and then, like, just punch you or whatever. Whereas if you play on the right-hand side and you walk towards them, they'll walk back. And like, it, like, predictably, like after the first fight or two, the computer falls into this routine where they're just, once you know what that routine is, you can, like, totally trigger them to fall into your hands every time. That's one of the reasons why we're so good at it. I don't know. It is very strange, but it's an honest to God truth.
I am looking this up right now.
The artificial
surely someone else has
not ambidextrous.
You have learned much as my pupil.
Okay, it does seem that the AI differs, because there's one particular exploit to beat the AI that only works playing on the left side.
Oh, okay. See, there you go. I'm not familiar with such an exploit on the left side, but that illustrates that there is, in fact, a difference between the two.
May I suggest
that is very strange. I've heard of like some games where the AI gets dumber or smarter depending on the frame rate, as a way of trying to mess with that and keep the frame rate locked at 30. But I've never heard of that.
I seem to recall
I wonder
when
we'll make it out of the tutorial realm.
This is the last one.
I can't believe you're still in the tutorial.
Farewell,
How long have you guys been going?
Good luck.
15 hours.
An hour.
15 hours, okay.
Is the game like... You must have your brightness settings turned up, because all I'm seeing is almost a pitch black screen.
Me too.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't see jack shit.
I see...
I believe it.
I see Shujinko's white sleeves bouncing up and down in the middle of a pitch
Same
black
here.
darkness.
Okay, can we agree to turn up the brightness?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, we could probably just wrap it up here if we wanted to.
Now let's get off of the tutorial, Taram. We wrap it up after
Okay.
that.
I think you need to meet Sub-Zero if you want to get out of there.
We need to find this puppy.
I don't like how they sort of make Sub-Zero the bitch in this series.
not
It
this.
almost seems like when you even when you start up the Mortal Kombat 9 games, Scorpion is like, you know, beating up Sub-Zero, like the freeze frame is him punching Sub-Zero out. Like, I know everyone loves Scorpion, but Sub-Zero was always my favorite, so it just always kind of bothered me that they rarely show him getting the upper hand.
Hopefully that's better.
I'm in the same kind of territory myself. And yes, Sub's also not in great territory in Combat X either, because he gets his ass kicked by Scorpion in that.
Oh yeah, see?
With that said, Sub-Zero has consistently been made like the big good guy of the ninjas since forever.
I'd say since the second game, yeah.
Whereas 10 is very quick to portray Scorpion as being a guy who has, like, gotten over some of his issues, but he's still way too troubled to be helpful to the good guys.
This must be the dock.
Okay, so he's kind of like a tweener. He's sort of like a gray character.
Well, no. Scorpion in Mortal Kombat 10's a little more complex than that. Well, I wouldn't say complex. He's not complex at all. But basically, Mortal Kombat 10 is set like 30 years, or 25, 30 years after Mortal Kombat 9, right?
Oh, shit, wow.
Scorpion is back from the dead. He is finally human. And it turns out Kenshi is a deadbeat dad.
Okay.
So Scorpion raises Kenshi's kid instead.
Okay.
And they make a big point of how Scorpion's been able to finally get over the deaths of his family through raising Kenshi's kid.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But then Quan Chi comes back anyways, because of course he does. And everybody's like, guys, we can't kill Quan Chi. If we kill Quan Chi, then Shinnok wins. And Scorpion's like, la 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 la, my Quan Chi. So he's better, but he still screws the good guys over because he's still Scorpion.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. You were correct earlier. I wasn't being recorded at the time because this was when I was still trying to get my setup figured out. But you said that Sub-Zero was never really, or at least you were talking about when he started to get a good move set, and I wanted to jump in with that and point out that he was one of the few characters, I think, in the first Mortal Kombat who literally only had 2 special moves, just 2. He had the ice ball and the slide. That's it.
He didn't even have the ice clone in 1?
Nope.
No.
I think they got that in 3.
Yep. And then in Mortal Kombat 2, the only move he gained was the ice puddle, which, while cool as though it was, that's the only move he gained. Whereas Liu Kang had, let's see, like the high fireball, the low fireball, the flying kick, the bicycle kick, and he could do the fireballs in midair. Whereas, yet again, Sub-Zero had just a grand total of 3 moves. So, yeah, by Mortal Kombat 3, they really went nuts, though. They had the ice shower, they had the ice ball, they had the slide, they took out the ice puddle, I think.
Is it just me or is this just CJ's walk?
You're not wrong.
Yeah. I see CJ for sure.
Respect earned.
I have returned with your key.
After finishing Grand Theft Auto,
Splendid,
I
young
keep wanting to
man.
call it.
Come inside and you will find
it
the
wasn't
medallion.
not Los Santos. What?
San Andreas.
San Andreas. Thank you. I don't know why I was slipping there. That's one of my 2 favorite games in the Grand Theft Auto series. I was playing San Andreas, and after having finished it, they let you keep playing, and there's really not a whole lot left to do, and so I was just kind of fucking around with CJ. And in that game, you could press either, if you walked by an NPC, you could, like they would yell out to you, they'd say something to you or whatever, and you could press either left for a generic positive response or right for a generic negative response or vice versa. And I came up with a little game that I called Respect CJ Bitches, and I would just walk up and down the streets, and anyone who just, I would just talk to people, and anyone who said anything remotely negative, I would murder.
Anybody who said anything bad, you press the shoot button. checking the overly positive response.
Either that or I just like knife him in the neck with a bottle or something. Yeah.
The wild thing is that the dialogue towards you will actually change depending on CJ's weight.
Oh, really? I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
What are they?
I've definitely seen like a bit of a game where someone saw fat CJ walk by, and they said, "What? Your neck looks like the back of a pack of hot dogs."
Someone saw fat CJ and started playing the tuba, following him around.
My cousin, who wasn't at that time into the Grand Theft Auto games, was shown San Andreas, and he thought it was amazing that you could like take this character and strip him down to his underwear and make him fat and have him like leap around the rooftops at night. And he said, "Could you imagine how terrifying that would be in real life? To have this big, nearly naked, huge black guy jumping around on rooftops, just like what the fuck?"
You gotta complete the image. You gotta give him like a afro or a Jerry curl and a big beard.
Good. Yeah,
and make it pink.
Cover him in tattoos.
Yeah. I missed that about San Andreas, is that they had a lot of like RPG type of features that they never tried again. I don't know why. I like that stuff.
Well, they did bring back weight loss and weight gain for Red Dead 2.
Oh, they did? That's interesting.
There's also
Arthur can get fat.
There's also a shower button
possible in the Old West?
There's also a shower button in GTA 5.
It is actually really difficult to get Arthur fat, and you have to spend like a ton of money on food and just gorge yourself.
I believe it.
Have any gameplay advantage?
I am a great warrior.
You have higher health, lower
Master
stamina.
Baraicho,
Oh,
and
yeah,
have
okay,
been
that makes
awarded
sense.
the Warrior's Medallion to prove it.
I tried to play San Andreas as Fat CJ, and that came with a very big disadvantage, so that never actually happened.
I tried to play San Andreas.
What about San Andreas?
Big said he tried to play San Andreas, but just Fat CJ, but it gave it a disadvantage, so he stopped. I said I tried to play San Andreas.
Yeah, San Andreas and Grand Theft Auto 5, I think, to me, are the two standouts of the series. To me, it's a very easy decision. A lot of people like Vice City, which is fine. At the time, I loved Vice City as well, but I think San Andreas completely knocked out the park.
I'm in agreement. I love Vice City,
why
but
Zero's fighting?
comparing GTA
Because
San Andreas with
I'm stealing his soul. I am actually Shang Tsung.
Boy, that changed things.
Yeah,
I am sucking out his soul with every kick.
with every Russian kick.
Yeah, you think you missed it. We beat the final boss of this game by freaking doing a Cossack dance.
It was great. That was great. I was very impressed by that. I can't wait
Wait,
to look back.
you
at
beat
that
the
footage
final
and have
boss,
music
but you're doing a
backing it up.
tutorial?
Man, that's
Yes, because it wasn't
that's
in the story. It wasn't in the story mode.
Oh,
This is the most confusing video we've ever done on this fucking channel. Here's Mike, this new guy. We're gonna play this fighting game. We're gonna play through the arcade mode, and then we're gonna play the mode. And midway through the mode playthrough, Pink's gonna appear.
Is that who showed up for like
Also,
1
the
second?
new guy on occasion can't hear anything.
Right, yeah, makes sense. Very disjointed mess of a couch job. I guess you should explain who I am then. Because if anyone's listening and they hate me, it would help if they understood that I've actually known you guys for several years and we're all part of the same community. I don't know if you ever like introduced yourselves or like described yourselves on.
No.
No, it's
I think I just showed up one day and I just kind of never left.
Oh, fair enough.
So here's the deal. We used to run racket with Mike. We robbed the federal bank.
Allegedly.
Fort Knox.
We robbed Fortnite.
Cliff Blazinski couldn't stop us.
The wheel of fate was turning.
This is such a dumb image.
What we're looking at here, the two Sub-Zeros just hitting each other, or the one standing there and taking all of it?
Yes. Oh, look, it's an ice clone. And he teabagged it, of course.
I like how he was teabagging
I
as a
like
little
the
caption up the top
Maybe
said Dragon Dance.
Ooh, that was cold.
Did it say Dragon Dance?
It did.
Alright, advanced dragon combos. There we go.
Sub-Zero looks like the I don't
Shredder.
know if you can yeah, thank you. Yeah, you
I
got
was
it right
thinking
away,
the
yeah.
same thing.
This is the best Sub-Zero design.
No.
Yes. It's so different. It's very different.
I am an MK3 Sub-Zero fan.
I like the classic. I like the classic, but I feel like this is his best. Maybe the pauldrons might be a bit too much though.
I was gonna say, yeah, the shoulder pads there, the pauldrons, yeah, they look like, I don't know, he looks almost medieval in a way, I guess. But yeah, Mortal Kombat 3 Sub-Zero everyone hates because he's got the mask off and it's not like a true Sub-Zero or whatever. So definitely, I find that interesting. I mean, not that like, you're wrong and I'm right. But
Oh wait, you're talking about? Are you talking about Master or Mess MK3?
MK3 Sub-Zero was shirtless and maskless.
Okay, you're wrong.
Well, see, here's the thing. Sub-Zero is the most distinctly human and sympathetic. So the MK3 attire being, shirtless and maskless, so you could probably see him as a person instead of just this ninja killer like Scorpion or Noob, I thought really worked for the character.
It was a bold move. I thought it was cool to see him looking so different. I didn't have anything against him, but it seems like a lot of people hated the look.
I like the look. What a beefcake.
I didn't hate the look, but I don't like it either. I like the actual ninja design better. From MK3.
Yeah, for me, it's it's either between Mortal Kombat 1 and 2. That's my favorite ninjas. Mortal Kombat 2, they almost look like kind of padded, like robes or whatever. I kind of like that look.
I like that look, yeah. Some of the ninja deviations really worked as the series went on. Some of them didn't. I think Reptile went too bad and too far in the Gross Lizard territory without going far enough at the same time.
Yeah, I can see that. I actually don't like what they did with Ermac. I just like the idea of just a red.
I disagree.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like, I feel like they went too much into Sorcerer. I liked Assassin's Creed Ermac though.
He looks like mummy-ish to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It works.
Yeah, it does work for the character though. That's right. That's true.
I mean, particularly with MKX, they tried to make it look like Ermac is slowly falling apart.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yes. That was a thing they stated in the concept art, and if you look closely at his skin texture, it's very cracked and kind of pale and degrading. Like it's slowly flaking off.
It's interesting though that they really went to differentiate the characters, because I mean, really, in the first few Mortal Kombats, the ninja characters were literally talent swaps. They were the same exact model, just differently colored.
A lot of them shared the same moves.
They really did, yeah. Same, like in Mortal Kombat 2, they all had the same execution commands for friendships and stuff like that, and the friendships were almost identical.
In MK2, I'm pretty sure Scorpion and Reptile's friendships are actually, all of them. Scorpion, Reptile, and Sub-Zero all share the same friendship, just recolored.
Yeah, they have a music box that, whatever, like a little music box.
It was a doll.
And,
I think.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I'm thinking Mortal Kombat 3. Yeah, you're right. It was a doll. You're right.
Buy a Scorpion doll.
Yeah, exactly. And then Sub-Zero and Reptile doll. You called me on it. You're right. That's Mortal Kombat 2. I should have known that. Which one's got the music? That has to be the Mortal Kombat 3. Some character in Mortal Kombat 3 has the music box.
Reptile and Scorpion have the music box one, I think.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense for Scorpion.
Yeah, speaking of which, they introduced animalities and had Scorpion turn into a
penguin.
Because he got the penguin, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's worse, the penguin animality has them lay an egg and explodes.
Cabal,
and they had to give him that because Shiva had already taken the Scorpion animality.
Which, oh, that's right, because Scorpion wasn't in Mortal Kombat 3 at first. That's right. I guess, I mean, you'd think that they would have thought ahead and not had anyone have a Scorpion, animality, but whatever.
That era of NetherRealm doesn't seem to be too Midway. Excuse me. That era of Midway doesn't seem too keen on thinking ahead.
Yeah, like I said, Mortal Kombat 3, I still very much enjoyed, but that's when you could tell that things were really starting to get kind of whacked out. I mean, I was going to say a second ago, Cabal's animality, I think, is the one. It's either Cabal or I think it's Cabal who turns into like a glowing green skeletal rhinoceros.
Yeah.
For his animality. Yeah,
he does.
What the fuck? Why? What? Who thought that was?
I don't know who it was, but somebody in Trilogy, I think, got an animality that was a cartoon vulture.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it was like purple, I think, or maybe even also green. Yeah, you're right. It would like kind of swoop. It might have been Shang Tsung. No, Shang Tsung was a snake, very clumsily animated snake animality.
Well, they were all clumsily animated.
They were, yeah.
They're all clumsily animated. They were animated with a clam.
I'd
have fucking killed for a clam animality.
That actually would have been kind of neat, yeah. Because it would have been so stupid. I mean, the other ones were stupid in a stupid way, but a clam would have been like that's so out of left field, yet funny.
You mean like Penguin Scorpion?
Yeah. A clam.
The trouble with the penguin animality is not the penguin animality. The trouble is that it's been a scorpion.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they got one right by giving the polar bear to Sub-Zero, but then I don't know why they just figured that they'd give another ice creature, ice animal. It's just, I don't know. Scorpion could have at least turned into,
what is the password?
I don't know,
Ice
some other
dragon.
insect. Well, no, not really. I guess he could have turned into a cockroach or something. Somebody was a spider. I think somebody turned into a spider.
I think it was Kano.
I don't even. I think you're right. Wow, you remember those games pretty good. I'm pretty sure you're correct.
Will distract the red dragon to aid your departure.
There you go. That's the Sub-Zero look that I like.
That's pretty good.
I mean, he ran away at the speed of light, so hopefully you got the.
Alright, we now own the Kami dog.
I don't even know what the hell is going on.
Plot tokens. That's what's going on. Plot tokens.
Mike, can you believe your eyes when 10 million fireflies all tell you to go to the nether realm?
Yes, it is as I suspected. Through the ignorance of the Lin Kuei, you have acquired the Earth Realm Kamidogu.
I have?
I have?
I commend the effort, I really do, but it's clumsy.
But the Lin Kuei...
Must I remind you that
this is definitely just stumbling over itself and resting on the laurels of the Mortal Kombat series. In a lot of regards.
When you look at this, you don't immediately think Mortal Kombat, at least I certainly don't.
Nope.
Not at all. When I opened up Mixer, I was like, what the heck is this? Did I go to the right channel?
we need to obey the Katamari Damashi.
It almost looks like we're playing like an early version of an Elder Scrolls game or something.
Right.
You know what this game fucking reminds me of?
What?
No.
What was that Sega game that was
Shenmue?
Oh, Hide-Bide, right? Virtual Hide-Bide?
Yeah, that.
Oh, Hide-Lied.
Shenmue and Hide-Lied both? Addy hasn't shown it off yet, but Addy, if you would be so kind as to press the circle.
What the hell?
What?
Yeah, keep it going. Keep it. What the fuck?
This
what
is
are you
our
doing?
this is our mode of transportation.
Oh God.
Moscow.
We've come full circle.
Yup, we have.
So you can meditate to skip through time. And if you look up in the top right, the game is keeping track of not only the time, but the day and the date.
Does it matter?
Does
yes,
the
it does.
chronology mean anything?
Yes. So there are certain unlockables and certain hidden fights that are only available on certain days at certain times.
Oh, that's cool.
If
you
want
to know how to unlock Liu Kang in this game?
Not really, but how do you?
Because I fucking tore my hair out when I was playing this game as a kid. To get Liu Kang, you have to be at this random fucking dojo after beating the final boss and getting most of the other collectibles. You gotta be at this random fucking dojo at exactly between 12 a.m. and 1 p.m. on Sunday. No other time is good.
That's the only time Liu Kang is free. Also, if you're there at 6 p.m. in another realm on 060606, then you unlock Naked Melina.
Is it actually true?
No.
No.
Oh, it'd be cool if it were.
Would you believe that this game does have a picture of Naked Melina from Playboy, though?
No, I'm not even sure where to begin with what you just said.
There is a
Melina from Play. Like, did they actually ever have Melina like sketched naked in Playboy?
Yes.
They really did. Wow.
Yes, but she's holding. Hang on, she's holding up her thigh, and those are covering up her nipples.
Oh, okay. Was it a drawing or an actress like in costume?
A drawing.
Weird.
Yes.
Okay.
And you
so
can unlock that.
Wow. And now you got me curious. I never knew. I mean, wow. Weird. I never knew all the little Mortal Kombat tidbits.
I look forward to unlocking the Shawn Michaels Playgirl picture in 2K21 after beating him on midnight release. but
I should just go.
Yeah.
I should just go ahead and point out I had this game when I was like 8 or 9 years old. And when I found out about that particular fact, I was scared shitless that at some point, like, someone would walk in at the wrong time and I'd be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
You unlock the picture. You unlock the picture immediately. All of your extended family materializes in the room.
Yeah.
And that picture just plastered over the screen.
That picture replaces the walls.
You have to put in a button combination to make it go away. You can't just like press back.
You need to input the Konami code forwards and backwards 15 times in quick succession.
Corruption?
Oh man, I couldn't input that backwards.
I could after a while. I know it by heart. So.
Start, BA, right, left, down, up.
This is not going to be played.
No, it's up, down, left, BA, start.
Yeah, no, I was doing the attempting to do the backwards version of that.
Oh yeah.
Here's a very. Oh, I nearly clicked save image. That would have been awkward.
You'll need the screen savior after that.
I'm saving this for later.
You do not look like a demon of the Netherrealm.
There we go. It's a very small version of that image.
Before I found the means to purge myself of the
now you got me wanting to look. I'm gonna.
I am Ashra. I was like the others before I found the memes.
Transform into a being whom this realm cannot contain.
I feel like nothing quite symbolizes this era of Mortal Kombat trash like
You do not seem to belong here yourself.
Yeah, Playboy, you know, just they're still around surprisingly enough. There was a while where they were like, well, you know, there's porn everywhere else that's, you know, more graphic, so we don't really need the reason to exist anymore, so we're gonna quit. And then they did, and then like literally like a year later they were like, nah, let's come back.
Yeah, we tried the whole retirement thing. Wasn't good out for it.
Playboy.
Yeah, no, they did not last very long at all.
Playboy, the Terry Funko publications.
I read it for the articles.
As fucked up as it is kind of an American tradition by now.
Yeah, it honestly is. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Playboy was, I don't know if they still are, but for the longest time they were really a kind of a respected magazine, despite the nudity. Because they would, you know, they would interview celebrities and get a lot of, like, really good, you know, pop culture, observational articles and stuff like that. So, it was kind of highbrow.
Yo!
Oh my god, is that a Psycho Crusher?
Yes.
Oh, I missed it for Melina.
Everyone gonna think for Melina.
Ashra was like the others before she found the memes. Now she does for Psycho Crushers.
If this is the picture, it's not even a really attractive picture of Melina. At least I don't think.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not. That's not my thing.
Yeah.
I'll defer to you and Pink, Mike. You guys can be the experts here.
Well, naturally, she looks like she's got implants, so I'm not going to be a fan of that. And then here's a random transformer for a reason. I've lived enough. It's time to go back to the game.
Goodbye.
Yo, that's just dashing 4.
There is no startup to that.
Nope.
Yes, that's right.
That seems unblockable.
You guys went robot on me again, so I missed everything, but...
It was nothing important.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you're ever talking to me and I don't respond, that's the only reason why. Because every now and then, I still get the robot effect, and you guys kind of blank out. But for the most part, I can with you.
All right. How about we wrap it up after this? After we absorb Ashra's soul.
I want to find someone I can Psycho Crusher and then. Although I'm not sure how much time that would take.
Yeah, you're gonna keep extending this way, Addy, if you keep that.
Hang on, 5 more minutes. I got something else I want to do.
Addy's having a great time with this shit game.
Yeah.
I'm actually not paying attention to the game at all.
I don't even know where to go and what to do. I mean,
there's a giant green light in the sky.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you're not really paying attention to it and just whizzing through it and everything, how do you know? Well, I guess if everything you're supposed to do is at the green light, I guess you just go through the text and follow the green light.
Yeah, just follow God's directions.
Yeah, I suppose. Is this maybe this is when you guys were roboting a second ago? But is it still loading for you too?
No.
It's stuck on the loading screen. I think the game froze.
I think that's a sign that we should wrap things up.
That's on your end, Mike.
Yeah, you probably have to refresh your screen.
Okay, let me try doing just that.
I've had times where my internet will drop out and I'll have to refresh the screen because Discord will pick itself back up, but the screen won't.
I'm doing crisscross.
Yeah, you're fighting him now, actually. Okay.
I'm shanking her.
Stuff is happening now.
He's fighting in a very repetitive manner. It literally just looks like a gif of the same sword slash happening over and over and over again.
It's what I was supposed to do, but it didn't register for some reason.
So, is the whole story mode just you learning how to do the moves of all the characters in the game?
For a while, yeah.
That and finding secrets.
It sounds like a good time.
Yeah, you can see why this was the building blocks that led to Mortal Kombat 9, but it wasn't Mortal Kombat 9, not by a lot. They do stop to explain lore quite a bit. They explain how Shao Kahn is actually Outworld's Raiden. He is its supposed protector god. But he got arrogant, so he decided to overthrow Onago, the actual proper king of Outworld, and made himself king.
Sadly, I just, again, heard all the robot sounds, so I missed the whole description of everything you just said.
No, the lore!
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I don't know why. Sometimes it lasts for a good 2 minutes, and then other times I can go for 15 minutes without any audio problems. It's strange.
It definitely is. I remember getting a lot of that. Well, that said, I'll repeat this one thing because I'm interested in your opinion on it. They do talk a lot about all the mundanity. And one of the things they talk about is that Shao Kahn is basically the Raiden of Outworld. Or Raiden. He was only supposed to be his protector god, but in his arrogance, he decided to usurp Onaga as the Emperor of Outworld.
Okay, I think I got that.
Which, haven't there been a lot of stories that said Raiden and Shao Kahn were brothers anyways? I know that's what they did in the movie.
Well, yeah. The second one, anyway. The really bad.
The one we don't talk about.
Wasn't Shao Kahn the son of Shinnok in one of those?
Yes, they were both Shinnok's kids.
Oh.
Which is not in the lore for the games, by the way.
The only way to do a Cycle Crusher.
That's fantastic.
I never liked Shinnok because his arrival basically signaled the end of Shang Tsung having the ability to transform into other characters.
Well, that depends. In what regard are you talking?
Like, all the way up until Mortal Kombat 3, if you were to play with Shang Tsung, you could transform and he would both visually change into the character that you did the input for to transform into, and gain their moves temporarily. Whereas in Mortal Kombat 4, Shang Tsung was, if I recall correctly, not even a playable character anymore, but they added Shinnok, and Shinnok could take the moves of other characters, but he still had the Shinnok model. He wouldn't change characters. And then forever after that, neither could Shang Tsung.
Not forever after.
In one of these, I mean, if he, like, I don't even think in Mortal, does he, in Mortal Kombat 9, does Shang Tsung have the ability to change into other characters, like visually? I don't remember.
Yeah, he takes the forms in 9.
Oh, okay. Then maybe that's the first time that he... yeah, okay.
What they changed was that Shang Tsung could no longer just turn into anybody he... Because if they wanted to make it where Shang Tsung could turn into anybody in the game, that would require them to load every character model in the game. For every Shang Tsung match.
Fucking lost you again. Damn it.
I was just saying that Shang Tsung in 9 and can take the form of his opponent and their moves. Can't do it for every character on the roster, just the opponent.
Oh, okay.
But if they can't make it where he can just take anybody off the roster, because that would require them to literally load in every single fucking character model in the game for just the Shang Tsung matches.
Yeah, I remember that on the PlayStation 1 version of Mortal Kombat Trilogy, you actually had to wait for the game to load when you attempted that, whereas on the Nintendo 64 you didn't. I'm not really sure why. I guess just, different memory constraints.
Yep. Which is also why Shinnok was not able to imitate character models. Because, believe it or not, MK4, ugly-ass game that it was, did not have the technical capabilities to pull off anything like that.
Jeez.
They did bring Shinnok back for Mortal Kombat 10, and they changed the way he functions, though. He can now only take one move from his opponent. Otherwise, he sticks with his own unique moveset.
Okay.
And it's different for every opponent. Like, if he steals, Johnny Cage's soul, then he gains the flash kick. Or if he steals Sonya's soul, he gains the leg grab, right? So that's basically how they handled Shinnok going forward. Addy, are we going to go ahead and consider this a symbol that we're wrapping it up?
Yes, I've been waiting for you to finish that conversation so I can say that we can wrap it up by me.
Why did that lady walk all the way out here just to turn around?
What the hell am I looking at?
Hell, literally.